Welcome to More to Know on Daily Ad Brief. I'm your host, Kent Lewis. Joining us today from Alexandria, Virginia is Gresham Harkless with Blue16 Media. Welcome to the show, Gresham.
Ken, I appreciate you having me. Excited to be on.
Can you, in 30 seconds or less, tell us a little bit about yourself to get our listeners familiar with you?
Absolutely. I'm in the Washington, D.C. area, born and raised basically raised in the Northern Virginia area, went to school in D.C. So I have two different things I focus on: a digital marketing company that focuses on web design and SEO, and a slew of resources, including a podcast, which you've been on under CB Nation.
Great. And it's, by the way, been a pleasure. It's a great media outlet. And I'm just curious, how did you fall into the media industry?
Yeah, absolutely. I say a lot of things kind of started for me when I go back to me being 10 years old. The long and short of it is I had a family newspaper that I started because my dad went TDY because he was in the military, went to an entirely different country. At that time, my quote unquote media company was a newspaper that I collected all our family's information and sold the subscriptions to some of our other family members. And now it's kind of blossomed into the podcast, daily podcast, blogs, video content, all kind of covering and talking about all the awesome things that CEOs, entrepreneurs, and business owners are working on.
That's awesome. I appreciate that. And I'm just wondering, what do you think, having been a part of your media empire, what do you think it takes to become a thought leader these days?
I love that you said empire. That's definitely something that you continue to try to build and build and build. But I think that the quote that I always go back to a lot of times on the show is I'll say the secret to the overnight success it takes like 10 years. So I think there's no kind of cutting the time and energy that it takes to be a thought leader in whatever that is, whether that be a media company or you're a podcaster or potentially you're doing coaching. At the end of the day, you have to kind of put in the time and energy. And I think after that, after you do valuable things, then I think that's where marketing and advertising and all these different opportunities come in to kind of amplify the expertise that you have. But there's no shortcut in the success, the time you put into the success.
I can second that. And it's been great to watch you build what you have with various outlets and getting leaders in front of other leaders, future leaders. I'm just wondering knowing that you have a digital marketing agency or the business, where do you see our industry going in the next 2 to 5 years?
Absolutely. I think the biggest thing that we're kind of seeing firsthand is there's such a high level of like customization that it's almost requiring agencies and people that are providing, those service providers essentially is niching down to some degree. And I think you want to have those kind of consistent principles, but like overall, I think you're seeing that whether we're talking about everything from social media to SEO to web design to crafting your content, it's all around creating a greater awareness around the individual, the client that you're targeting, and being able to kind of customize that journey. So are you speaking to them? Do you have images that speak to them? Are your podcasts long enough? Are they short enough to target your ideal clients? So I think we're seeing more and more opportunities, but with that, I think we're going to see more and more niching down and customization related to that journey.
Great. Thank you. And I have one last question for you. Where do you see TikTok playing a role, particularly for businesses, for brands, particularly business to business brands? Do you see TikTok playing a role in the coming years?
Absolutely. I definitely do. And it's so funny, like a lot of times we forget with social media platforms that often it won't be businesses that are on or first movers. They become, a little bit more kind of built into it later on. So I think as those B2C businesses start to spend more time there, you're going to start to see the B2B businesses that want to connect with the B2C businesses want to be there. But at the end of the day, whether it's TikTok or any other social media platforms that open up 5 years down the line, you're going to see that probably same kind of organization and flow of how people kind of get more dialed into it.
Well, thank you, Gresham. Those are truly great insights. And unfortunately, that's all the time we have today. So to find out more about this episode's guest and topic, please visit dailyadbrief.com. And we hope you'll join us for next time on More to Know.
Simplify presents Addressable CTV, combining the power of TV with the targeting and attribution of digital. Simplify's Addressable CTV delivers massive reach with the ability to scale without sacrificing precision. TV buyers can generate incremental reach with household-level targeting, frequency controls, reporting, and insights. To learn more about Simplify's Addressable CTV and what it can do for your clients, visit simply.fi.